Hello everyone, it's Laurie from Quick Scrap Craft. Welcome back to the channel. So as I did last week, I am again using 5 different photos on one 12 by 12 layout. Are we sensing a theme here? Maybe I'm gonna need to start making this like a new series or something. This one is different though. It does involve cutting photos down to a much smaller size, but it also involves using photo flaps. Now, I think the photo flaps that I bought them a while ago, are these Snap Stories, which might be another manufacturer's brand. I don't think Snap Stories is itself the manufacturer. I'm not totally sure. But let me know in the comments. I know there are lots of other places where you can get photo flaps. They're not called photo flaps. Everybody has a different name for them. But let me know in the comments if there's a specific brand that you guys like, because I am in the market for buying some more. All right, so the background of this page, I think it started off maybe being a little Chamel inspired, but then it went off the rails and it was like, is my own thing. So the background of it is actually a 12 by 12 piece of simple stories. I think it's like, it was a beach collection, vintage beach, I don't know, one of their vintage things. And I just kind of liked the wood grain quality to it. And then on top of it, I placed a piece of sort of brown with, I think they're sort of lighter brown leaves maybe, but they kind of have a butterfly feel to them. So that's kind of on top. I don't remember how big of a piece that is. Maybe, I don't know, 4.5, 5 inches wide, 12 inches long. So that's at the top. I've bisected my page. So you're going to have a very specific top and a very specific bottom. Now, I have 5 photos, and these were all taken at a local butterfly garden. And initially, I was gonna just have those 3 photos up at the top, which I cut down to 2 by 3 size. Was it a little small? Yes. Did I probably mean to cut them down to 3 by 4? Yes. However, cutting them down to 2 by 3 actually ended up working out much better. So I'm backing them on a piece of Simple Stories paper, actually. Everything else that I'm going to use here is the Simple Stories, vintage weathered garden. I'm like looking on my desk to see if any of it is still out so I can tell you what it is. I don't know. Simple vintage weathered garden, I think what sounds right. I have used this collection before to create a gift for my sister-in-law. And you've also seen me, I used it for scrapbooking my daughter's lost tooth photos. If you remember what this collection is called, tell me down in the comments below. So what I want to do is I want to back these 3 photos on some paper. And then as I'm going along, I'm like, you know what? And you can see there's a big border sticker that's going to be going over the line of the top paper and the bottom paper. And that's also the Simple Stories collection as well. But as I'm looking at these 3 by 4 photos and I'm realizing that the other 2 photos I have are a 4 by 6 vertical and a 4 by 6 horizontal, I'm like, there's no way that I can cut down either of those pictures just because of the way that they look. So I'm like, I have to rethink this whole thing because I need to be able to fit all 5 of these photos on one layout. And of course I moved the border sticker up. So I misspoke earlier, but it got moved up and it looks great. Okay. So then I'm like, you know what? I can bring this 4 by 6 photo up because it's of a big, like they made a butterfly out of rocks and then they grew flowers inside the wings. So it's really cool. You can't cut that down. So I'm like, you know what? I have one more 4 by 6 photo flap. And what I really wanted it was to open upward. This one opens from the side, which is fine. And you'll see in the close up, I do open it. And you'll get the idea as I'm going through here. Because I mess around with this a lot. But I'm like, okay, I'm going to cover the 4 by 6 photo with the 4 by 6 photo flap. I'm going to put my little 2 by 3 photos. I'm going to make them closer together, but they're still going to be matted on a piece of 4 by 6 cardstock. And then the inside of the flap, when you lift it up, that's where the journaling is going to be. So that's the plan. And then the other photo, the 4 by 6 photo, I think I'm going to end up cutting it down a smidge. And then I'm going to do a lot of like paper layering and give it its own little thing down in the bottom left-hand or bottom right-hand corner of the page. So the big banner strip is up at the top right-hand corner of the page, and it's all going to be working down to the, on the diagonal to the bottom right-hand corner of the page because that's what I like to do. Okay, so I made another, since I didn't have the banner strip going along the lines where those 2 papers were, I took some branding strips. Now, the Simple Stories branding strips makes me mad. They don't go all the way across the 12 inches. So I cut one side off. That was the yellow side. And the other side still had that sort of white. which is fine, but it's not, neither one of them is a full burning strip. So I actually just ended up putting them together and using that as kind of like my line of demarcation between the two sections, which is great. Okay. So now I've got my top portion, and you'll notice that I am not sticking down the photo flap. That's because I want the photo flap to be easily accessible. So when someone is flipping through this album, they don't have to take the layout out and then lift up the photo flap. So I'm going to put the photo flap on the outside of my page protector. I'm not putting this in a page protector yet because I don't know what side of the page it's actually going to go on. It depends on how everything ends up being placed in the album. And I like to have things in chronological order as much as I can. So I'm going to save this, and hopefully these things don't get separated. But once I'm ready to put this layout into an album, then I will stick that photo flap on top of the page protector. That's how I do it. Maybe you guys have a different way to do it. I know Shamel will like cut a hole in the page protector if she's using a photo flap. I've seen her do that before in YouTube lives, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm not interested in that. But maybe that's what you do. I don't know. Let me know down below in the comments. So it looks like I've got my kind of like the layout set up for the bottom right hand. I'm using one of the chipboard frames from the Simple Stories collection, and then just layering up a bunch of paper. Now I got to figure out where I want the embellishments to go. There are a lot of great embellishments in this collection, and I used this collection for these photos because there are a lot of butterfly embellishments, and these are photos from a butterfly garden. So some of them are puffy stickers, some of them are flat stickers. That Always and Forever is a chipboard sticker that I think was a freebie from maybe scrapbook.com. So I don't really remember who the manufacturer was, but the color scheme for it was very similar to the colors that were already in this collection. So I said, you know what, let's throw that in there too. I'm always about bashing my stash. And then I look at my stash and I'm like, I don't have anything. I need more stuff. Yeah, okay. So I'm just getting all of this stuck down. I did stick some stickers on top of the photo flap, kind of the same idea when I do my monthly project life pages. I stick things on top of the plastic, on top of the page protector, just because I like having that sort of textured element. Gives it a nice feel as you're going through everything. And yeah, I love these photo flaps. Like I said, I need to know what you guys think is your favorite brand because I need to buy some more. And I have ideas to use photo flaps and even like different shaped, different sized page protectors. Like I saw some really cool 6x8, or not 6x8. I think it was like 2x8 page protectors to go in a 6x8 album. I'm really excited because I want to use that for December Daily, which I will be doing videos for coming up in the new year. I got to like get my stuff. I got to figure out my stuff. And then maybe I'll do like a YouTube live. Would you guys be interested in watching that and joining along if I scrapbooked some of my December Daily during a YouTube live? Maybe? Let me know in the comments. I will also say that if you're watching this and you have any questions about the stuff you see me use, any techniques I'm doing, let me know down in the comments below and I will answer you. If you are new to the channel, I hope that this video is inspiring for you and that you click that subscribe button and ring the notification bell because I have process videos every Tuesday, sometimes on Thursdays, depending on what's going on, and various other times throughout the month through the different challenges and hops that I participate in. Plus, I do layout shares and my scrapbook hauls where I show you all the product that I'm going to be working with for the month. So it's a lot of fun, and I can't wait because I think I'm getting scrapbook stuff for Christmas. So there should be a January haul. Once I, come home from Christmas vacation, I'll film a January haul and post it as soon as I can so you guys can see what I'm going to work with in January. Okay. If you're returning to this channel and you are already a subscriber, welcome back and thank you for coming to watch me scrapbook. I hope that you also find this video inspiring, and I would love to know if you are working on anything in particular, if you're doing a December daily, if you're getting a lot of scrapbook time during this month. I know it's a busy month with the holidays and everything. And I actually think when this video posts, it'll be after Christmas. I actually think this video is not posting on my birthday. No, but it's posting the day after my birthday, I think. Yeah, so happy birthday to me. You don't need to know how old I am. You just need to know that I like Starbucks and I accept cash, credit, gift cards, and checks. Ha 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 ha. Okay, so I've got everything kind of down at the bottom. I did foam strips for that chipboard because there's so many layers behind it. It's not gonna stay flat, and I find it really difficult, even with glue dots, to stick down the chipboard sometimes. So That's popped up a little bit, gives it some really nice dimension. I'm just adding a couple more stickers here and there to kind of fill out some negative space, some white space, and also just to kind of like use up some of the stuff that I have for this collection, because now I'm all out of paper. I only have the embellishments left. So I might need to like find some coordinating papers, whether it's from that collection or not, just so that I can do. I have some other butterfly house pictures from when we went to the St. Louis butterfly house. So I kind of want to use the same collection for those because it makes sense, right? With all the butterflies and stuff. So that's the plan. I know I'm coming along up to the end of this video. The close-ups are going to be following. I don't think I do any splatters on this one. There's a lot going on in terms of embellishments and everything, so I don't really think it's necessary to do splatters. And I don't have the layout in front of me to look at, but here I'm putting together the title, and I'm doing one of the foam words because that's just easy. I like to make things easy, especially because I don't always have the right letters for everything. And then of course I went through my stash and I found a bunch of older Simple Stories paper stickers. I have their paper sticker book from, what's the collection? Oh, where is it? It's right in front of me. The Hearth and Home sticker book. So I had some letters from there. I had some letters from they have like another paper sticker alpha book that I had purchased as part of a Chamel Best of Both Worlds kit, I think like last year. And I'm like, oh my gosh, these were just sitting in a plastic bag. Like I'd put together a homemade kit and totally forgot about them. So now I'm using them here. And then just adding a few more little embellishments to kind of fill things out around the title. That's the word I'm looking for. And then, like I said before, the journaling is kind of hidden because it's behind the photo flap. But you'll see in the close-ups, I do take a photo of me lifting up the photo flap, so you'll get to see what that looks like. And I decorated it a little bit with stickers as well. So here are the close-ups. We finally made it to the end. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I hope that you guys had a great holiday season and have a happy new year, and that we get together for lots more scrapbooking in 2023. Bye!